Last year in a tennis tournament, I was playing a doubles match and found myself down 2-1, 40-15 in the first set. It was early in the match, but the problem was I couldn't figure out how to beat the lobber. I like to serve and volley some and play close to the net in doubles, but I kept getting lobbed. And when I tried staying back and rallying, the lobs just kept coming back until I missed. Then I made a strategic move that turned things around. And my doubles partner and I came back to win that game and the tennis match 6-2, 6-1. So today I want to answer one of the most common questions I get, which is, how do I beat the lob in doubles? Most advice for beating the lobber in doubles is all the same. It's don't stand too close to the net or stay back and be patient. And this might be true, but I just don't think it's good enough. So I came up with my own strategy. And don't worry, I'm not going to tell you to work on your overheads, although I do think that could help. I'll actually tell you what I did in that match and how you can use that strategy to start beating doubles teams that lob today. So, how do we beat the lobber in doubles? I like to use what I call the seek and destroy strategy. It's a little cheesy, but once you understand it, you'll see how effective it can be. The first step is to seek out the weak player. You should be able to figure this out during warm-ups or the first couple of games. Now, if both players are pretty similar in skill level and both keep lobbing, that's okay. You'll just move on to step 2. Step 2 is to seek out the lobber's weakness. This is the most important part of the strategy. Now, you probably can't hit every single ball to the weaker player, so it's a good idea to make a note of both players' weaknesses. The key to finding the lobber's weakness is to not let the lobber get into a rhythm. Now, most people struggle against lobbers because they just keep hitting the same shots over and over against them. And instead of trying something new, they just try harder. But here's a few things that you can experiment with in your next doubles match. One thing you can change up is the pace. Some lobbers actually like pace, so try hitting some slower balls to them. Another thing you can change up is the side you hit it to. Find out if their forehand or their backhand lob is weaker. The third thing you can change is the depth of your shots. Many lobbers like to stay back deep behind the baseline, so if you hit short balls, they might struggle with them. Last, you can change up the spin of your shots. As you change the depth, you can try hitting high topspin or short chippy slices, and what you'll find is the different spins can definitely throw the lobber off. For example, in my mixed tennis match I described earlier, the girl was the lobber and the guy played at the net. Now, neither player was particularly weaker, but I didn't want to hit it at the guy because he had good volleys. And the girl kept lobbing, keeping me away from the net and back at the baseline. So after I tried hitting powerful forehands to throw her off, the lobs just kept coming back and eventually I would just miss. Then I tried hitting high loopy forehands to her backhand side with a lot of spin. And all of a sudden her lobs started landing closer to the service line than the baseline. Now earlier in the match I had been trying to hit low, flat forehands and just overpower her, but it wasn't working. And this simple change completely changed where her lobs were landing. And now because they were landing at the service line, I had finally found her weakness. So to recap, change things up until you find that weakness. Don't let the lobber get into a rhythm. And the third step of this strategy is to obviously destroy their weakness. Once you find it, attack it until the other team makes an adjustment. In my match from earlier, I kept hitting high topspin to the lobber's backhand and came into the net after that for my short volleys or overheads. And we won 11 of the next 12 games. And finally, you may have to adjust and repeat. So if the other team changes their strategy and hides that weakness that you found, you might have to go back to steps 1 and 2 of the strategy. Let's say, for example, the net player moves back and starts to cover the lobber's backhand shots, which were that lobber's weakness. Maybe you have to find their weak ground stroke now and attack it, or pull the lobber to the net. This is an ongoing seek and destroy strategy. They can go back and forth, but the faster you can find the weakness of the other doubles team and attack it, the faster you'll win the tennis match. So if you now feel more confident about beating a lobber in doubles than you did before watching this video, subscribe to my channel below. And if you want to learn more doubles strategies and tips like this one, go to my website, thetennistribe.com, and that's where I'll post all my newest blog and video lessons. And if you enter your email there, you'll get every new lesson straight to your inbox and a free 10-page double strategy. So tell me one last thing. Which strategy do you find works best against a lobber in doubles? Comment below and let me know, and I'll try to include it in my next video.